don't have to expose them to all the text. So if they're looking at more details or size and fit, it's a tab they can click on. So a browser can go to that page if they want to, or it will pop up within that same page, still focusing on the imagery. In the checklist, we're going to very rapidly through that. We are on stand 720. If you want to talk to us, not necessarily about our own products, but if you want to talk to us about this, please come on down and we'll go to individual detail. One thing that's very important that fits in with cloud computing is if it's out there on a browser-based system, so you can access it through an internet browser, then you should be able to try before you commit. You shouldn't need to sign anything to get a full test of the system in your hands for however many days the supplier will give it to you. So that's the ability to check the database works, to check that all the facilities work, check that you're comfortable with the style of the database and systems that they're operating. So not a penny changes hands until you say, this is the system for me. And a good e-commerce supplier will be happy to do that because they will be confident in their own product. Intuitive content management system, that's what we're talking about, is the way you interface with that, the way you keep your systems up to date, the way you get your items to sale. Intuitive. It's got to do all of those sorts of things under your control. You don't need a third party standing in the way between you and getting information to your suppliers or customers or out on the web. It's got to be easy to understand. So a view is an entry page, and it's built on the standards of Microsoft Word. All those icons you recognise are there. So you can build pages within the look and feel that you understand. From beginning to end, integrated shopping basket checkout, again, good e-commerce suppliers will have built in that checkout system. It should be stitched on the end, and then you will have two disparate companies fighting over who's done it wrong when the time comes where it misbehaves. The front end is yours, and it's got to be straightforward. It's got to be your design with each individual businesses. Therefore, look and feel is important to you. Try not to be shoehorned into a template that doesn't quite fit. Freeform the front end to do what a good e-commerce site should do. The product management has got to be so straightforward and easy. It's got to also be using searches for you as the client, as the owner, to be able to separate and go through and focus on the products that you want to deal with, either interactively like that or through batches. It's got to handle all the payment service providers. You don't need to be excluded. PayPal have started differentiating themselves from eBay. PayPal Express is a good solution as well. Try to get them all together. Here's the camping shop again, and as part of their homepage, which you probably missed at the first part, but subliminally, they're giving confidence to their customers they're there, and they've got the ISIS standard, which is an IMRG standard. The search system, people are searching to get to it. They want to search on your site. Make sure you deal with multiples, singulars, plurals, and test that system out. Part of your checking out of that system, that the search within your e-commerce site handles those things. And then you get full training and support. This is a continuous process. This is a partnership between you and if you're going externally with that e-commerce supplier. You both are dependent on each other to provide good service to your clients. So make sure that training and support is in there, and at an additional price, check that you're not going to be charged each time they do that. Okay, onwards and upwards. Order management, obviously, it's got to be there, it's got to work easy. Customer management, as I said, make sure you're comfortable with the way it works. Get some sample data in there. That's the only technical term. A good e-commerce system should generate the code that Google likes. It's called metadata. It's not necessarily visible on the site. You will be putting it in as part of your data that surrounds the products and the search terms, maybe alternative tags to the way that that search is looked for based on maybe insights for search. Automatically generated so Google understands, and you come up in the results that Nick was talking about on the smartphones. That you can take data in and out. It may all not be out there on the cloud. You may want to get into the Sage accounting or other offline systems or CRM systems. Make sure you can do that, and make sure you have management of it. So you can click the data elements that you want to take and where you want to take them under your control. You've got promotional tools like voucher codes, again, the things that Nick was talking about. See how many there are, see how easy they are to use, see what the limitations are. Make sure you've got a toolkit or reporting it's back to stats again, it's back to that page, so that you can see on your own site where your sales are appearing, how they're working, easy to understand graphic formats. And it's scalable. Find out where the limits are. Maybe it's 5,000 products and then it starts getting a little bit iffy. Again, the testing system and good quality interrogation of that supplier will actually give you visibility of those things. And finally, before you join them, ask how you can leave them. It sounds a bit strange, but it's better before you commit to a contract or a time scale. Understand if things go badly wrong, or if you change your business and want to go elsewhere, how that exit process works. An exit strategy or entrance is the best way to do it. If you're too busy to do a site review yourself, then as part of that clipboard pack, we're happy to provide you, and as part of the service to Ecommerce Expo, we will give you a review of your existing e-commerce website, and that's free without commitment to yourselves. I haven't got time to go through the marketing one, but basically it's all about making sure you understand who they are, their particular skill sets, and what they've done before. So it's the portfolio of where they've got and how they've got there. Make sure that they understand your particular retail market, again, possibly as a result of the searching that you've done, so you understand your retail market, make sure that they've been in that sector. And they talk to you in English. So many of you still not trying to do that. But there's plenty down there of good services, and I look forward to seeing how you get on down there. That's really me finished. Now you should have a reasonable e-commerce site, and I'll go back to Nick to get the visitors and hopefully the customers.
Great, thanks, Ray. So what Ray's talked about is some of the features, some of the facts about how you're actually creating the website itself. What I want to talk about is how we bring customers into our e-commerce website, how we get those customers to buy from us, and how we get those customers coming back time and time again. It's very expensive bringing new customers into any business, especially into an e-commerce business. You want to make sure you're keeping that customer for more than one purchase. I've put up there search engine optimization and pay-per-click advertising. If you're working with a web development company, the chances are if you talk to them about marketing, that's the first thing they're going to say to you. Well, of course, you need search engine optimization, you need pay-per-click advertising. I'm going to come back very briefly and just talk about those in a minute. But the fact is, there are a whole range of marketing techniques that can be used. And I looked earlier, I said about some of the big retailers, and you think about some of the things that they do in terms of their marketing, their promotion. This can all be done by smaller independent retailers. Most of our clients are smaller independent retailers. And what we're trying to do is leverage the things that they can do with their limited budgets to make sure they're punching above their weight in terms of their marketing. I've put up here a whole range of techniques, and again I'm going to talk about some of those in a few minutes. And at the bottom here I've just said social media. It's a bit of a cop-out really, because it's a very big subject, and I think there are some presentations later on today about social media. You could almost say now that social media has an impact on all of these different things. So I went through all of these elements, and by no means is this a comprehensive list of marketing techniques and, that you could use for an e-commerce business. But if I went through all of these techniques, you could say social marketing, social media has an effect on all of those and can be used. And at the end, I'm just going to show you one very brief example of a company that's used social media almost exclusively to grow its business. But before we get to that, I want to talk about images within websites, because what you do within your website can be as important from a marketing point of view, and from that sort of great word conversion, converting people from visitors into customers. What you do within the website and the way that you present your product can have as much effect as all the work that you do to bring people in. I've put up here a statement. Website visitors read about 20% of words on a page, which is about that many. And the interesting thing is that the better we are at reading, higher literacy people actually read less words than the people who don't read so well. So the fact is, the low words are incredibly important, and the way that you describe your products can have a great effect, certainly in terms of search engine optimization for a website, which I'll come back to. The fact is that from a customer's point of view, it's what they see, the images that they see within the page will have perhaps a greater effect in influencing them to buy from you than anything else there. And the time and effort that you put into images on your website will repay you tenfold, 20-fold, 30-fold. I've just shown here an example. It's a piece of furniture. If you think about, if you go to buy furniture in store, You walk through the door, you're perhaps attracted by a display in the window, but you walk through the door of the store, you see something at the back, you walk up to it, what do? You open the doors, you look around the back of it, you look at the side of it, the top of it. You're investigating that product, and what you need to do with product images is make sure that you're trying to recreate that experience within your website. So with this example, we've got multiple images, one showing the door open, a larger image there, showing a sense of scale, so you can see what sort of size this product is. A picture that's got dimensions, incredibly important with furniture, because again, if you look at the way that people behave when they're walking around a furniture store, a lot of people will take a tape measure with them and they'll come armed with the measurements of the space they want to fit a piece of furniture into. You need to do that same work on the website to make sure that when somebody's looking for something where it's space critical, then they can see the sizes without having to do a lot of work. You may well have the sizes written down in a description, but actually showing it on the product makes a big difference. Just to summarise in terms of the importance of product images, you're trying to emulate the in-store experience. If you always think about the customer and what you would be doing if you were buying this product, you need to try and recreate that. More than one image. It's very lazy, and we all do it sometimes. We get supplied with images from a supplier, perhaps a wholesaler, a supplier, an importer, and they've created a photograph of each product for you. But they've only done it so they can identify the products usually. It's there for stock control as far as they're concerned, but you need product images that are going to sell. So you probably need to scrap that and create your own images. It's not difficult these days. Good quality images. I used to say don't take pictures from a mobile phone, but actually the cameras built into phones now mean that there's no reason for not having good quality images on your website. And it's all about removing doubt from the customer's mind. As I said, it's emulating the store experience, but it's removing doubt from the customer's mind. Is there something that they don't understand about the product? Then show it to them. Even if it means showing the underside of a product, so that they can see what it looks like from that side. Use video clips. I sometimes use the example, if you've got perhaps a small piece of I don't know, kitchen equipment, it doesn't look like much, but it creates fancy shapes or milkshakes or whatever. It's got a function which would benefit from being videoed. Create a video, put it on YouTube, embed it into your website so that people can find it and see it. And finally, look at 360-degree images. These are getting so much more sophisticated now, and also a lot easier to do. We came across a company called SpinMe, and no affiliation to us, but we were just intrigued by the system that they had. So a robot arm with a camera, it's all electronic, it's all computer controlled. You put the product on a turntable, the camera goes over, it takes multiple images, stitches them all together very cleverly, and then on the website you can put in an image that gives the customer complete control over viewing the image from where they want to view it. So the features they want to see, they can zoom in and they can just view it as they want. And these images aren't that expensive now, about 30 or 40 pounds per image. And if you've got a product that's a big seller, investing 30 or 40 pounds in producing good quality images like that for that one product will probably pay for itself almost immediately. I said I'd come back and talk very briefly about search engine optimization and pay-per-click advertising. Again, this seminar isn't a detailed search engine seminar, so I'm just going to really just give you the basics. This is a search results page in Google, and I'm just going to go through how this page is constructed. Because there are a number of different sections here. This section I've highlighted on the bottom left. This is the main, this is the natural search results coming out of Google. This is coming straight out of Google's database, sometimes referred to as being the organic results. These results here are what has made Google the good quality search engine that it is. This is the service it provides for free to its users. And what it's doing, it's trying to deliver good quality, relevant results against the keywords that we type in. So in this case, I typed in angle poised lamp. It's a brand of table lamp we all know. And the top site that's come up in the natural search results is anglepoised.com. So Google's doing a great job here because it's delivering me the brand owner's own website. And generally, Google does do a good job. And it's the techniques of search engine optimization that will influence Google and other search engines to place your website at the top of this natural search list for relevant search terms. And the techniques of search engine optimization are the way that your site is coded, the quality of the coding within your website, how easy it is for the search engine to view that code, things called metadata, tags that you put into the product descriptions and into the code of the website itself that get picked up and again help to signpost the search engines through your website.